What's going on, everybody? John here from The Real Talk, back again with another review, and that is for Black Panther, which I got to see a few days early. But before we get to my review, I just want to quickly say that you guys can count this as part of my Road to Infinity War series. If you guys don't know what that is I am reviewing all the films that came before Avengers Infinity War, and this does qualify as that, so there's that. And also, guys, I recently hit 500 subscribers, so in honor of that, I'm doing a giveaway, and if you guys want to find out what you guys can win and how, all you guys got to do is click the link in the description below, watch that video, and find out those details. And also, in that video, I discussed that this week was going to be Ryan Coogler week in honor of Black Panther, but I had to switch things around. So, obviously, you guys got Black Panther today, the review for that. You guys are getting Fruitvale Station tomorrow, and a review for Creed on Friday, so stay tuned for that. So, with all that out of the way, guys, let's get to my review of Black Panther. So, as always, I like to start off with my negatives to the film, and to be honest, this film did have just one negative, but I was really nitpicking, and without getting into any spoilers, spoiler free by the way, this film was kind of like, again, I'm nitpicking. So in the sense of the story, how it was moving along, in some aspects I kind of was able to tell what was the outcome. And in a lot of movies, this is not the movie's fault. It's because obviously we've gotten a lot of movies that kind of are similar to this, so you can kind of tell, okay, this movie's gonna go this way, and that way. But to me, it's more how they were able to execute it, which I'm going to talk about in my positives. But I just want to quickly mention that that's kind of one of my negatives and kind of nitpick for the film. So let's get to my positives. So starting off with my positives, I have to talk about Mr. Ryan Coogler, which I feel like he just knocked it out of the park. He did such a fantastic job, and I feel like you can definitely tell that this is a Ryan Coogler film. He puts a lot of his style and like he puts his stamp on it. But also, let's talk about the cast. Chadwick Boseman, he's the definitive Black Panther. You know, he kind of solidifies himself in the role, and kind of like Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, and Hugh Jackman and Wolverine. I feel like now when we think of Black Panther, we're going to think of Chadwick Boseman. So he does a phenomenal job. And also, all the supporting cast, he is obviously Michael B. Jordan. He just does a fantastic job portraying the villain. He's obviously worked with Ryan Coogler before, so there's that dynamic there. And just the supporting cast around Chadwick Boseman, for everyone from his sister to his guards, and also the love interest was obviously played by Lupita Nyong'o. She played a really cool, fierce kind of chick. She was not only like the love interest, but she was kind of more too like I don't feel like she was a love interest, because it was more like T'Challa like kind of going after her, not the other way around. So I really like that dynamic with those characters as well. So I feel like all the character interactions and all the cast did a fantastic job. So let's talk about the action. So quickly touching upon the action and the fighting scenes, this movie had a lot of action and a lot of fights as well. And I like that the fights with Black Panther and his opponents were really well done, because they have kind of like different fighting styles as well, and obviously they're just using like martial arts and all this different type of stuff, so it's really well done in that aspect. And also, this is an MCU film, so you have to have all those type of fights and stuff like that, and like car chases. All that was handled really well, and especially incorporating this Black Panther character and his technology and all that stuff. So I thought that was handled really well. And something that stood out obviously was the soundtrack to this, and the score as well, and sort of the cinematography. Like I said, all that blended in really well to give this movie a really a unique identity to it. And that's what I really think that Ryan Coogler was able to kind of craft with all this stuff. It was able to bring everything together. So the score was great, the soundtrack was phenomenal, Kendrick Lamar did it, and the cinematography just had some gorgeous shots in this film. So let's move on to something that I kind of I had in my notes, simply says not an MCU film. And to me, it just wasn't an MCU film. Like, it was obviously because it's connected and it has some characters, but to me this is more of a standalone film. And that's why I think I really, really liked it, because they focused on T'Challa and his character arc and how he's becoming a king and stuff. So it just really felt like self-contained, and they did a phenomenal job with exploring Wakanda and kind of putting us in there, in letting us explore the culture itself. And it was just phenomenal. I was just, every time they were in Wakanda, I was just, okay, cool, like, let me look at this world, let me see how the soldiers react, and all the different kind of rules that they have in the kingdom, and like all this different, like the challenges and stuff like that, which I won't get into. But I just thought this whole movie in the whole was fantastic. Like I said, the action was great, cinematography, the score, the whole world building they did for Wakanda itself. I just had a blast, guys. I don't know if you guys can tell. Overall, I just really had a fun time with Black Panther at the theaters. I feel like it's a great addition to the MCU, and I know, again, that's a cliche thing to say, and I actually said the same thing in my Stardust reaction. So if you guys haven't checked me out there, check me out at The Real Talk. But yeah, Black Panther, if I had to rate it, to be honest, I feel like I'm going to go an 8.5 out of 10 because I just really liked it, loved it that much. Just the world building of Wakanda, T'Challa's character, Black Panther, all the stuff that he went through, and just all the characters around him, just everything, like the soundtrack. It was just, Ryan Coogler, you did a phenomenal job. Congratulations on this film, man. Can't wait to see it again. Alright, so as always, let me know your thoughts on the film in the comment section down below. And guys, feel free to check out my Road to Infinity War, which I'm doing, like I mentioned earlier in the video. Yesterday I actually released my review for Captain America the First Avenger, and next week I'm going to be reviewing the Avengers. And also, guys, this week it's my Ryan Coogler week. So now tomorrow you guys are getting Fruit Rail Station review, and on Friday you guys are getting a Creed review. So stay tuned to my channel for that. And also, like I said, I have a giveaway going on. So click the link in the description down below to that video, and you guys can find out what you guys can win and how. So there's that as well. So if you guys want to follow me outside of YouTube, you guys can at The Real Talk, Talk with 2Ks. On Instagram and Twitter. You guys can also find me on Stardust, which I did an early reaction to Black Panther, and that's just at The Real Talk. So until next time, guys, I'll see you at the movies. Later.